Good morning, beloveds. It's November 1st. Welcome to the month of gratitude. I'm grateful because I got to go to the park twice yesterday. And when I say the park, I got to go to two parks. One of the benefits of living in Harris County, which is huge, by the way, is that we have all kinds of little parks everywhere. And so yesterday, as usual, I went to the park near me with my husband as we are rehabbing my knee, and I did make it all the way around the loop and fed plenty of fat, fluffy squirrels. It was great. And then that afternoon, I picked up a friend of mine who is in treatment, and one of her doctors had suggested that it would be a good idea for her to go for a walk. And so I was like, I admit it, I hate talking on the phone, so I was like, why don't I come get you? There's a park really close to where you're living right now. We'll go for a walk. And she's like, yes! And so we went to that park, and in that park, I saw one squirrel who would not pose for me, but that squirrel didn't know me. So, but there were turtles and birds. So I got some pictures of turtles and birds. And we went for a short walk. So, yeah. Not that I'm a shill or anything, but there's an app that you can download on your phone called All Trails, and it lets you pick, do you want to bike, do you want to walk, do you want to hike, and it'll tell you all of the little parks and hiking trails around you. And there are bunches around me. I could probably go to a different park every week for a month, depending on how far I was willing to drive. It's like irony that you have to drive to a park. So I'm starting off my month of gratitude with being grateful for all of the parks around me. And I'm also grateful for this little one who decided to put on an early appearance. And we'll see. So let's see what Ernest has to say about the month of gratitude, because it is Sunday, November 1st, in the month of gratitude. And so he always starts it off with a number of quotes from himself. Well, Ernest didn't put the book together. Everything in it was written or spoken by Ernest. They could be transcriptions from talks. So whoever put the book together again, let's see. Somewhere in here it says who it's edited by. Kathy Julian edited it. So... which must have been a monumental task to go through all of Ernest Holmes' writings. Okay, so November, the month of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. Ernest Holmes. There is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt and into the one perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, and realization. Ernest Holmes. I awoke this morning with a devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. Shall I not call God the beautiful, who daily showeth himself so to me in his gifts? Okay, that was Ralph Waldo Emerson. I think I can do better. I awoke this morning with a devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. Shall I not call God the beautiful, who daily showeth himself so to me in his gifts? That, Ralph Waldo Emerson. If you don't know by now, Ernest Holmes loves Emerson. He took a great deal of inspiration from Emerson's essays. All of creation is a song of praise to God. And that is Hildegard of Bingen. She's a pretty amazing lady if you've ever read any of her stuff. If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that would suffice. That is Meister Eckhart. Pretty much all of us know Meister Eckhart. Okay. So, November 1st. Okay, so it looks like we've got a title, but it's a one-word title, and then we're back to having Bible quotes. So this should be a fun month. Oh, and this is going to be even cooler. So there's a one-word title, there's a Bible quote at the beginning, there's a little two-paragraph thing of Ernest Holmes, and there is a quote from the Science of Mind textbook underneath. So we're going to hit all the points in November. All right. So, November 1st, Thanksgiving. O Lord, thou art my God. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. Hallowed be thy name. From Isaiah 25:1. Okay, the attitude of praise and thanksgiving is salutary. They not only lighten the consciousness, lifting it out of sadness and depression, they elevate consciousness to a point of acceptance. Praise and thanksgiving are really attitudes of recognition. They are affirmations of the divine presence, the divine abundance, and the divine givingness. It is only when we live affirmatively that we are happy. It is only when we recognize that the universe is built on affirmation that we can become happy. Today, through praise and thanksgiving, I recognize the divine presence in everything. In the midst of darkness, I will sing a song to the dawn, for I know that the eternal light dissipates all darkness. Today, I will recognize the beautiful and the perfect in everything. I will call it forth with a praise and thanksgiving, blessing the spiritual reality back of all things. Okay, and then our quote from the Science of Mind is, gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. And it gives a page number. Now this is, if you have one of the new textbooks, you might have to look and see. Hopefully somebody's created a key now. But this is from the Science of Mind textbook, page 497. All right, so the first question I would ask you is, how does saying thank you make you feel? And I don't mean when you just flippantly say thank you. I mean when somebody has done something for you, and you are grateful and you say thank you. Because you can be grateful without ever saying the words thank you. But when you say thank you, it literally changes the atmosphere around you, especially when you say it to another person, when you say thank you to another person, because it also impacts them. It makes them feel, well, I'm not going to say it makes them feel, but they have the opportunity to feel something too when you say thank you. And one of the things that I love is when people say no, thank you, because especially people who live to serve, who love to serve, when we serve, we don't expect you to say thank you. But when you say thank you, one, it does resonate with us, and two, it gives us the opportunity to say thank you back. No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do this. And so both people get to be givers and receivers. That's that reciprocity. So, and I love the fact that the Isaiah quote sounds a lot like it from the New Testament, but then you find out that it's actually from the Old Testament, or from the Hebrew Testament. So, it's like if you went back and compared in the Christian Testament, a whole lot of it is callbacks to the Hebrew Testament, where they went back and said, you know what, the prophets had something going here. Let's use their words, because we are using their words to speak to our people who were raised with these people. Okay, so the attitudes of praise and thanksgiving are salutary. I'm going to have to look that word up. It may not mean what I think it means, because I know it's like the salute. So I'm not, and I've got a very extensive vocabulary. I've just not seen it used that way. So I'm gonna go look it up. I would look it up right now, but I'm on my phone. The attitudes of praise and thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay. They not only lighten the consciousness, which is why I started out by asking that question. When you say thank you, how does it make you feel? And the realization that when you say thank you to another person, it also changes that other person. And not because they were expecting you to say thank you. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've all said you're welcome in that flippant, sarcastic way. But when it's a grateful thank you and then a grateful well, you're welcome, both people walk away from that exchange better. They feel better. It lightens things up. So it not only lightens the consciousness, so it lifts everybody. It lifting out of sadness and depression. That's one of the reasons why they say when you are not feeling 100%, if you're a little blue, go serve. Go do a service for somebody else. Not because they will be grateful to you, because you will be grateful to, thank you, Cleopatra. I love it when interactive. So apparently salutary means health giving. The attitude of praise and thanksgiving are health giving. Yes! Thank you very much. So they are health giving. Oh, that's even, oh, wow. Okay. Health giving. They lighten the consciousness and they lift out of sadness and depression. That makes that next sentence make way more sense. They elevate consciousness to a point of acceptance. But they do say, so when you are feeling a little down or a little blue, then you go find a way to serve. So when you can give to another and you do it, then you'll feel better because you have helped somebody else, and they'll feel better because they have been helped, and then you'll both walk away from the experience grateful. You will feel better. And when you feel better a little bit, then it kind of has a domino effect. And so all of the people around you, like when you feel better, you start interacting with people differently. Promoting or conductive to some point of purpose or beneficial. Aha! Look at Dana. Yep. Health giving. So, Dana's as much of a nerd as I am. I love it. So, praise and thanksgiving are really attitudes of recognition. Praise and thanksgiving are attitudes of recognition because we are recognizing that the universe around us is good. That spirit is good, that we live in the kingdom of heaven now. They are affirmations of the divine presence, the divine abundance, and the divine givingness. It's like we may not feel it 100% of the time, but every time we say thank you, we feel it a little bit more. I would say the same thing with you're welcome too. It is only when we live affirmatively that we are happy. Some people might argue that, but yeah, I mean, when we do the mobile food events, all of us walk away from that just feeling, 100 feet tall. Do we wish we didn't have to do them? Absolutely. But the fact that we can do something. It's like we're not sitting on our hands going, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? No, we are getting out in the streets and we are doing something. And those people don't have to say thank you. Sometimes they do, but it doesn't matter because we have been of service, because we have recognized that there is divine abundance and we have organized a little bit of divine abundance to give away. We walk away going, and we have shown that a little bit to these people that we serve, that there is a little bit more than they think there is, and it is coming to them. We're bringing it to them. They have manifested us. We didn't manifest us. They manifested us. So, and one woman actually told me that. She was like, I was praying, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I drove by, and there you were. You were the answer to my prayer. Wow. You can see that was several food markets events ago, and I still remember that. That was an amazing event. That was an amazing interaction for us. It is only when we recognize that the universe is built on affirmation that we can be happy. Think about it. Today, through praise and thanksgiving, I recognize the divine presence in everything. In the midst of darkness, I will sing a song to the dawn. So when you're feeling a little blue, when you're feeling a little down, there it is. Sing that song. Sing that song of praise. Find something to say thank you for. Find something to be grateful for. And start small. Start small. You can be absolutely grateful for sunrise when they're beautiful. You can be grateful for the sun coming up. You can be grateful for the sun warming your face. And then you move on into the bigger things. Gratitude journals are a great way. I can tell on my partner, he was really struggling. He said something, it was just tough at work. And he's like, I think I need to do something. And I suggested, hey, why don't you do a gratitude journal? And he came back a week later and said, you know what? That really helped. Write down what you're grateful for. It can be simple one-word lists until you feel more wordy. Just what are you grateful for? Sunrise, sunset, cats, purrs, walks in the park. What are you grateful for? Family of choice, your center. So in the midst of the darkness, I will sing a song to the dawn, for I know that the eternal light dissipates all darkness. Today, I will recognize the beautiful and the perfect in everything. It's like, sometimes it's hard to see that beautiful and perfect in everything, but gratitude helps us see it. When we are grateful for our less than preferred experiences, then we can see some of the things that we get out of it. We keep talking about COVID, and do I wish we didn't have to look for silver linings in COVID? Absolutely. Do I wish that it had never happened? But here we are. So one of the silver linings that you can see in COVID is how fast we turned around to figure out how to get to you. It's like we can't physically be with you, but we figured out how to live stream. The news channels figured out, they figured it out. They figured out ways to be together and to come to you and come into your home, where you can be safe, but we can still be together. We can still tell jokes, and we can still, do this, and we figured it out really quickly. And this actually has been a silver lining for me, because in doing this, I have had to up my game. I have learned more about Ernest Holmes than if I had just every day read this with my husband. I don't think I would have dug into it as deeply as I did if I wasn't doing this. So, thank you very much for giving me the incentive to continue to do this. And for looking up words when I don't know them and helping me with the meanings, because that's epic and awesome. So thank you very much for that. And there is where I can find something beautiful out of something ugly, and, that's it. I will call it forth and with praise and thanksgiving. As Sharon likes to say, look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it, because it will make you feel better. There is no question about that. So I will call it forth with praise and thanksgiving, blessing the spiritual reality back of all things. So when we are in that situation, that ugly situation that we'd prefer not to be in, we know that there's a spiritual reality behind it. And if we could get to that spiritual reality behind it and pull it forth into our experience, then we can pull it forth into the experience of other people. And that's how we change the consciousness around us. And one of the gentlest powers to do it is gratitude. Gratitude and love. And gratitude. So, gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. From the Science of Mind textbook, 497. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to live in affirmation, even when we don't want to. Find a way to be grateful for everything that crosses our path. And I know I'm asking something hard. Because there are times we don't want to be grateful. There are times we want to be ungrateful because we are human. But we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if we can't be grateful in the moment, then we have the grace of going back in time to be grateful. So an hour later, a day later, 10 years later, we can go back and we can be grateful. Because time doesn't mean anything to spirit. Time means nothing to spirit. It is only in the mortal coil that we care about time. All right, beloveds. So that is the beginning of the month of Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, just so that you know, tomorrow the little one-word title is Divinity. So it should be an interesting month. We'll be along for the ride. And so I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. A gratitude journal is all of those. It can help you find the good in a day when maybe you didn't feel like you had any. So try it. You might like it. And it looks like it's going to be another beautiful day, a nice, relatively cool day. I encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to come in. Allow that breath of heaven to wash all of those spaces clean. So that the spaces of darkness, allow that breath of heaven to bring the light in. And with the light comes the gratitude. To remind you that you are a beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased now and forever. Always. Time means nothing to Spirit. So there is nothing you have done, there's nothing you can do that will ever change your status, your birthright as a child of God. And it will never change your access to the kingdom of heaven. Gratitude is the key. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on with you around 5. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. But hey, it's Sunday. That means we have a service at 11 a.m. right here on Facebook Live. And the title is, for the month, the theme for the month is I Am. And I believe that the title today is, so what does that mean? I am grateful. So I am looking forward to that. We are looking forward to being in your homes with you on Facebook Live. So please join us. Have a fantastic day, beloveds. Do what you need to do to make it wonderful.